Hello everyone, my name is Olivia and today I wanted to share some of my spring favorites. I have this split up into 3 parts. We have art, beauty, and fashion, and I'm really excited to share all the things that I've been loving lately because these things have either really improved my life, made me incredibly happy, or I've fallen in love with them. So let's start with some art favorites. So the first thing I have to talk about is the Friedrich exhibit that my friends and I went to that is featured in a vlog, which I'll link down below. I really love romanticism and I've wanted to be able to see Friedrich's works in real life because he is one of the masters of the romanticism movement in terms of showcasing the breadth of nature and how vast it is. And his ability to paint a landscape is so breathtaking. This was one of my favorite exhibits in the Met besides the Vincent van Gogh exhibit that I went to where I was able to physically see his letters that he wrote to his brother. This exhibit was even more fantastic because we were allowed to get so close to every one of Friedrich's paintings and sketches, and his paintings tend to be a little bit smaller. They tend to be like around this size, and then he has like, of course, larger landscapes that he has in his exhibit. But for the smaller pieces, it's so impressive to have so much detail and so much depth of nature in such a small portrait, and we were able to get so close to it, and that was one of my favorite parts of the exhibit because it allowed us to really interact with the paintings. It allowed us to get to take in all those little details, and I'm pretty sure my friends and I stayed in that exhibit for about 2 hours because we were really taking in every single piece of art that they had to show for Friedrich, and by the end of it we were all really big fans of his work. If you have not looked up Friedrich's works before, I would highly recommend that you do because they are so gorgeous, and I just love the way that he captures how beautiful nature is. Over the course of spring, I got into crafting, and one thing that I did with my friend Jessica was make air dry clay crafts, and I'm so happy with the 2 little things that I made. I made a sunny side up egg, which is one of my favorite things to eat. I literally ate one right before I filmed this video. And then I made a sleeping Snoopy, which was featured in my bookshelf tour, and I'm so happy with both of them. Air dry clay was really fun to work with. It's very forgiving. You can use water to kind of smooth over the edges, and I have not played with clay in so many years. I think the last time I played with it I was in like elementary school. So being able to work with the clay and try and make little creations out of it was really fun, and it was also really fun because Jessica and I were doing it together and we were kind of fully silent while we were working on our little creations, and it's just so nice to be able to do art with friends with complete silence surrounding you because you know that you and your friend are really enjoying yourselves and you're really focusing on your crafts and focusing on making it as good as possible. So I had a lot of fun making these, and I definitely do want to do more air dry clay crafts. Another thing that I have added to my little guy collection is another Sunny Angel. Tell me why this was $20. I had the man ring up my Sunny Angel in Maine and he said $20, and I said out loud, that's a lot of money. And then I put my credit card into the machine. And this is my raincoat Sunny Angel. It is a hippopotamus, and I love the colors. I love how they're like slightly see-through with the raincoat. I really love Sunny Angels. I know people are really big on Labubus now. You will never find me getting a Labubu. I'm just not a fan of how they look. They remind me a lot of the Where the Wild Things Are monsters, and I wasn't the biggest fan of that book. I remember my mom read it to me as a kid, but I don't think I was like obsessed with it the way that I was obsessed with other books that she read to me. I think I have 5 Sunny Angels now, and I really love this one. Another cool craft thing that I did with friends was create a bag charm. We have a white rabbit, a chocolate bar, a Leo charm, a charm with the letter O, a watermelon charm, a little letter charm, and a bow and arrow because The Archer is one of my favorite songs by Taylor Swift, and I really love it. I think it makes my bag feel more personal, and I also added a scarf to my bag to also personalize it, and I just love the trend of kind of gussying up your purse with your own little touches and making them a little bit more unique. And that's a purse that I use on the daily, so I'm really happy I was able to add a couple of charms to it. It was a really fun project to do with friends, and purse charm making is actually a lot harder than I initially realized. You have to be really meticulous with the pliers, and it was just also a really fun event where everyone kind of got silent because we were all focusing on our own bag charms, and some people made anklets, some people made waist charms. Some people made like a really cool like charm like this across the purse, and I'm really happy with my charm, and now it's on my everyday purse. Another craft that I have been doing, can you tell that I've been coping with the stressors of life by crafting a lot? Another craft that I have been doing is sewing. I'm back into sewing, and I was thinking of doing a sewing vlog to showcase the project that I'm currently working on, but then I thought to myself, I don't need to monetize every single hobby that I have, and it's really nice to be able to work on a project without vlogging it, without posting about it. I definitely will post the end product because I'm really excited about it, but it is a patchwork dress that I'm currently working on. I saw a lot of patchwork dresses on Pinterest while I scroll. I scroll on Pinterest every single night at 9 p.m. specifically. It's like my way to wind down. It's my way to still be on social media, but kind of have it feel a little bit quieter. So I'm always on Pinterest at 9 p.m. and I was scrolling on Pinterest like on a daily basis for a couple of weeks, and I kept seeing these patchwork dresses, and I thought to myself, I feel like I can make that because they have a simplistic type of shape, and I've never made something patchwork before. But it really spoke to me, and it really made me happy to see other people wearing these types of patchwork dresses. So I thought to myself, why not make a patchwork dress with tomato fabric? Tomatoes are my favorite vegetable, fruit, whatever you want to call it. I love tomatoes, and I love these different dresses that people wear where it's like covered in blueberries, covered in strawberries. But I always thought to myself, why don't people make tomato dresses? Because I feel like people don't think that tomatoes are as cute as blueberries and strawberries. Be sure to follow me over on Instagram because I will most definitely be posting a real reveal of the dress once it's finally finished. I finished making the skirt, so I did all the patchwork for the skirt, and now I'm working on the top and I'm working on lining the dress, which is really exciting because I've never lined a dress before. So I'm learning a lot while I'm doing this project, and I also just really enjoy not having to film it because I'm enjoying having this brain off type of energy where I'm just focused on this craft. I'm just focused on brainstorming and figuring out the different steps that I have to do. It's a hobby that I've been really excited to work on every single night after work. I get to focus on it for about 2 hours a night, and it's just been great. Another piece of art that I've been loving is the Twilight Zone. My family and I have been rewatching the Twilight Zone, and we've kind of taken a break because I've been very busy with work recently, and I've been getting home so late because of it, so we haven't been able to see the show for a while. Actually, my parents are rewatching the Twilight Zone. I'm watching it for the first time in chronological order, and I am obsessed with Rod Serling. Rod Serling is one of the most interesting people that I've witnessed his work in Hollywood. I think his time period when he created the show and also the messaging that he has within the show is fantastic. I really want to work on kind of like a discussion video essay of my favorite Twilight Zone episodes because there are a lot from seasons 1 and 2 that I think are so worthy of a discussion, of a deep dive, and I'm working on that slowly but surely. I'm just very busy right now, so I haven't been able to write down the script and like the information that I want to provide in the video, but be sure to expect that at least for seasons 1 and 2. Season 3, which is what we're currently on, isn't my favorite. I find the storylines to be a little bit slower. I find them to lack any real depth that I look for in a Twilight Zone episode. They're still enjoyable, but they're just not as hard-hitting as seasons 1 and 2. And I think someone told me that season 1 and 2 are the strongest, and then the formula kind of changes as the years go on. So it's still interesting. If there are favorite episodes that I find from seasons 3, 4, and I think 5. I think there's only 5 seasons. There might be 6. I'll be sure to do a video essay for that as well. So be on the lookout for that because I am really enjoying the Twilight Zone. I'm really enjoying the discussions of future and authoritarian regimes. I'm really enjoying the discussions of fear and these alien planets that Rod Serling uses to talk about social political issues that are happening in that current time period and are still prevalent today. I think that his work is timeless, relevant, and always, always, always so impactful. So I've been really enjoying that. And another final piece of art that I have been obsessed with is this copy that I got of Dracula. This is my second copy of Dracula, and this is probably my favorite copy. I went to a Penguin Random House event recently, and they had a ton ton of these beautiful UK covers of classic novels, and one of the kind workers at Penguin Random House allowed me to come home with a copy and look at the sprayed edges. I'm not really a sprayed edges fan. I don't have anything for or against it. I'm just very neutral about it, but I think this is like incredibly beautiful. It's kind of a marbled type of effect on all sides. It is just such a stunning copy, and I do want to read Dracula eventually this year. I think I'll probably read it around autumn time. I think that's the perfect time to read it, but this is a book that I now display on my shelf because it's just so beautiful. Now let's move on to some beauty products. We have some skincare and we have a few things of hair care that I really love. My first and only skincare favorite that I have been obsessed with is Versed Brightening Serum. It is vitamin C and licorice root extract. It is a piece of skincare that I've now added into my everyday routine that I absolutely love. And I went onto Reddit and I was like, does anyone actually notice the difference of using vitamin C? And I saw someone explain it perfectly, and they're like, it's kind of like sunscreen. You don't necessarily see the benefits of it, obviously, besides not getting sunburnt, but over time, it does protect your skin in a way that you will appreciate as time goes on. Does that make sense? Like, vitamin C protects your skin barrier from pollutants, and it just kind of adds a layer of protection to your face similar to that of sunscreen. So you may not see like, oh, my skin is so much brighter, but it still does work wonders on your skin. And this is one of the few vitamin C serums that has not irritated my face. I think it's a very gentle formula and I've been obsessed with it. I love Verse skincare. I think that it is one of my favorite skincare lines because nothing has hurt my skin. I have really sensitive skin. Even things that are quote unquote sensitive can still irritate my skin, and this has been perfect for me. I've really been enjoying it, and I think I'm almost out, so I definitely do have to get a refill of it because this is like a must have in my skincare routine now. Now let's move on to my new shampoo and conditioner, and it is Biolage's shampoo and conditioner in the Ultra Hydra Source line. And I found out about this because my hairdresser uses it and I loved the smell of it. So I decided to get myself the shampoo and conditioner. They're very expensive, but they are available at TJ Maxx, which I found out afterward. So now I can get them for like half the price at TJ Maxx. And I find that they really do hydrate my hair. My hair is wavy, so it has the dryness of curly hair, but it's not as curly as other curly hair. So this one provides me with the hydration I need for my hair, and I find that it makes my hair so much softer. I find that the conditioner really untangles all the tangles in my hair, because when you have wavy or curly hair, you don't comb it every day. You comb it only really when you shower. I hate to report that this really expensive shampoo and conditioner does work. I hate to say whenever something expensive works because you're like, damn it, the price is worth it, I guess. Another hair product that I've been loving that I use on day 2 is the Curl Talk foam from Not Your Mother's. I really enjoy this. They have a foam and they have a mousse. And I was standing in CVS for a decent amount of time trying to figure out the difference between a foam and a mousse. I think a foam is meant to rehydrate your hair after a day or two, and mousse is meant for after a shower, I think. I don't know, but I've been really enjoying this. I put this in my hair on day 2 and it kind of refreshes the curls without weighing them down and without making them too crunchy, and this is what my hair looks like while I'm using it, so I'm really happy with it. My hair could be better. I feel like I didn't style it to the fullest potential after my most recent hair wash, but I still really enjoy the Not Your Mother's Curl Talk, and I've also really been enjoying plopping my hair. I really enjoy this technique. I find that not only does it keep the wet hair away from my neck because I really don't like wet hair touching my skin, but it also kind of defines my curls a little bit more, and I just kind of leave it in a plop for 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes while I'm going about my day at home, and then I pull the towel off of my head, and I find that the curls are so much better than just air drying it. I still do air dry my hair. Sometimes I diffuse it, but plopping it I find is really enjoyable to make the curls feel a little bit more bouncy, especially because I have wavy hair, so I have to like really try to make them as bouncy as possible. So I've been really enjoying plopping my hair. If you haven't tried it before, definitely look up videos of it on TikTok or YouTube because the tutorial is really easy. I do it sometimes with a microfiber towel or a t-shirt. Now we can move on to the third topic for this favorites video, and it is fashion. So I have a couple of things that I've been loving. Let's start with the tops and then let's end with my new favorite sneaker. If you haven't seen my most recent vlog, I went to Maine. I won a trip to Maine, which is amazing. And my best friend and I went up to that beautiful state and we thrifted a lot and we went to different bookshops and we went antiquing, and I went to a thrift store and found an Irish wool sweater for $38. These normally go for like $100 to $250, and it is the most beautiful sweater. I've gotten over like 10 different compliments while wearing the sweater in Maine. It is this gorgeous cable knit that kind of reminds me of the sweater from Knives Out. Knives Out isn't my favorite movie of all time. I actually really don't like it, but this is very much like the Knives Out sweater. And I also only wore it with a tank top under it while in Maine, and it was like 50 degrees outside Fahrenheit, and it was perfect. I didn't feel cold. I didn't feel any sort of chill because the Irish wool is so thick and insulating. It is one of my favorite thrift finds. I only got it for $38. Are you kidding me? That's an absolute steal. Another thing that I got in Maine that I'm really happy about is this beautiful light blue Bar Harbor Maine crew neck, and I've been trying to introduce more color into my wardrobe, and I'm really loving this light blue color, and I loved how it had blueberries on it because I really enjoy blueberries, and blueberries are famous in Maine. This is also fleece on the inside, and it is so warm. I cannot wear it without breaking out into a sweat, so this is definitely going to be used a lot in the winter, and I love the beautiful embroidered effect in the crew neck. And the last top that I have been loving in my effort to introduce more color into my wardrobe is this beautiful gingham tie top. It is a nice square neckline and it is very loose. It's made out of linen and it's from Abercrombie, so I'll be sure to link it down below because I believe they still have it in the store. And I wore this in New York City when it was incredibly hot and sticky, and because it's a linen and cotton material and because it's so flowy, it added this kind of airwave through the shirt where I feel like I wasn't as sweaty as I am on other days in New York City when I'm wearing something that's not cotton or linen. And my final fashion favorite are sneakers that I wore in New York City on a day where I walked 17,000 steps. And when I tell you, my feet did not ache once and my feet did not ache at all once I took off the sneakers and came home. These are the best sneakers that I've ever owned, and they are tretorns, and I got them at DSW. They are made in Sweden, and I really love these sneakers. I was looking at New Balances and I found that their soles weren't as squishy as these shoes, and for me, I need a lot of foot support. I can't wear a sneaker like a Reebok where the sole is very stiff and flat. I need some sort of cushion to help my feet because otherwise my feet completely ache. And I love these shoes. I love how this is a dark green type of detail. I love how the dark green continues here. I love these sneakers. They feel very classic and stylish, and I cannot recommend this brand enough. I've never walked so much in a city on concrete sidewalks and I've not felt a single ache in my shoe. I think these sneakers are like my best find ever, and I'm definitely going to buy a lot more sneakers from this brand in the future because they are fantastic. And those are all my spring favorites. I'm so happy to be able to share all these different things that I've been loving. Let me know what you've been loving. What's your favorite book, movie, and TV show that you have found during the springtime? And if there's something that you've been loving that you cannot stop talking about that's not related to books, movies, or TV shows at all, be sure to put it down below because I would love to hear about what you're currently loving, since you just listened to me yap about what I'm currently loving. If you want to follow me on Instagram or TikTok or anywhere else, all my links are down below, and I also opened up a YouTube membership. So if you want to support this channel in a very simple way, you can sign up for the membership and you will be able to get videos early from me. And if you do sign up for that membership, I appreciate it very much. And if you stayed this far in the video, leave an orange emoji which matches my dress so we can see who stays for the longest. If you do, I really do appreciate it, and I hope you have a very good day. Bye!